Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Dain. What is an ESB class? It's Energetic Synthesis of Being. ESB is the short form for that. And I don't know how to describe it except it's kind of awesome. It's kind of magical. And the way it came about was 20 years ago, the founder of Access Consciousness walked into my office. His name is Gary Douglas, one of the strangest men I have ever met, and one of the most amazing men I have ever met. Oh, by the way, I keep looking right because there's my view. And there are birds and stuff that are like, hello, and I like to say hi to them. So what is an ESB class? Well, it's a 3-day adventure in uncovering your very being. And the thing is, your being is not definable, your being is not describable. In fact, your being is not even feelable. A lot of us have the idea that when I'm being me, I feel this way. And what I found is when you're being you, you can feel anyway and still be you. And what happened was Gary walked into my office over 20 years ago. I was a chiropractor. He said, the first 2 levels of what you do don't work on me. You need to go to the 3rd level. And I was like, I've just started studying that level of the work. And he knew I was lying, and he said, look, ask my body what it wants, follow the energy, you will know what to do. He was the first person in my life who ever said I would know what to do, and it was relieving, exciting, and terrifying all at the same time. But what happened was, when he said that, there was this sense of space that came into my world, this sense of a different possibility available, and this sense of, I guess you could call it magic or miraculousness. It was like the molecules started dancing. And I haven't talked very much about that before, but I think, you know what? Now's the friggin' time. And so what do you get out of ESB, which is probably the most important part from my point of view, is more access to you. But you go, yeah, but what is me? I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. What if none of the definitions of you that you've had actually are big enough to encompass what you really are? That's basically what ESB starts to give you, and you start to walk around and have a sense of being able to be whatever that is that you are in any situation with any person, no matter how much drama the world tries to conjure up and throw at you. You have a sense of your being, you have a sense of what is true for you, you have a sense of knowing what is light for you, which is always what is true. What's true for you is always lighter, by the way. A lie for you is always heavier. And a sense of knowing what to choose. And what it creates is a sense of actually navigating your life, like being able to be the navigator of your life, rather than having it created from outside of you. And so part of this class is energetic. I'll be working on people in class, and the class is online around the world, right? And what I'll do sometimes is pick people out of the Zoom. You'll get to be on Zoom and with a bunch of other people, and work on them, and you get the energy of the session, which is interesting. And I gotta say, the first time I started doing online classes was probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And we did a class where we had people in the room. Do you hear that bird? He's like, hey, okay, yes, I got it. And you probably can't even hear the bird. It's probably just me that hears the bird. But I see him. He actually does exist. Just so we're clear, okay? But the first time I did an online class was about 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, I wonder if people are gonna get the energy. And the emails I got from the people that were attending online because they couldn't make it live were like, I've attended several ESB classes at this point, and this one was the most phenomenal one ever so far. So we basically at that point debunked the myth that this energy doesn't travel. And having done a few of these classes during the pandemic, during the lockdown, there's really no doubt at this point that the energy makes its way into your living room from mine, okay? So, and if that doesn't work, that's fine too. You can wait till we do classes in person again, your choice. Here's the thing, you know, and you know far more than you've ever acknowledged. What starts to unlock in this class is actually that knowing, and the fact that you do actually have knowing. Like, you friggin' know. How does it get any better than that? So, consider yourself warmly invited to come and play. And one of the gifts of doing this online with people from around the world is the contribution that other people are. Because a lot of times, it's like you have a sense that you'd like something different, but you don't quite know how to get there. You don't quite know the question to ask in order to get there. And but somebody else in the class does. And they'll ask a question that seems like it changes your whole reality. And the cool thing is you have such gratitude for them for asking that question. And at the same time, you start to have a sense of gratitude for you. You start to have a sense of gratitude for you making the choices you're making. And guys, if there's one gift I could give us all, it would be to have access to our very being in the months and years ahead. The people that were doing Access Consciousness and actually using the tools over 2020 had ease navigating the intense storms of 2020. That is part of what I would like to gift you, but there's also an element of magic that I don't even know how to describe. I just know that when this energy first entered into my world, I was a chiropractor and I was working on people, and then I started working on people using this energy added, and things just amped up amazingly. And I would ask people, because the question I ask, and the question I'll ask you, whether you do the class or not, let me ask you this question and just see what shows up for you. If you could have anything out of this, what would it be? In this case, if you could have anything out of your life in the next few years, what would that be? And so I would ask people that before a session. And the reason I started asking that question is because a lot of people knew I was a chiropractor, so they would go, I want to get over my back pain. So I asked that question as a way of trying to expand their world to go beyond that, because getting over back pain was, well, number one, it wasn't very much fun to deal with, but number two, I'm like, we could have so much more. And usually the pain in your body is a result of something else you're not asking for or choosing. Ooh, Mr. Bill. So I started asking if you could have anything out of this, what would it be? And people would ask for things that they thought were so much bigger than they could have. And then it would start showing up after the session. That, for me, is friggin' awesome, number one. But it's also an acknowledgement of the magic that we're capable of. An acknowledgement of the magic that you are capable of. Please make no mistake about it. This class is not about me doing it to you. Okay, I will be there to cajole, to inspire, to hopefully make you laugh and invite you to the awareness of possibilities. But there's this ease in that class of just going and choosing. And choice isn't what you thought it was. Being you isn't what you thought it was. They're actually far easier than we thought they were. And so we've been keeping them at arm's length, thinking we don't know how to choose, thinking we don't know how to be us. But in actuality, it's something totally different than anybody's ever told us. So that's our exploration. And over 3 days together, with a lot of people from around the world, it'd be amazing how joyful, how expansive, and how much possibility this journey invites. So as always, my beautiful friends, you know, consider yourself warmly invited. Remember, what's true for you makes you lighter, a lie makes you heavier. And just ask, what will my life be like in 5 years if I do this class? Get the sense of that energy in space. And what will my life be like if I don't? And choose accordingly. Please know there is no right, there is no wrong, there's just choice. And what if you, truly being you, as brilliant as you are, as weird as you are, as magical, as miraculous, as amazing, as different, and as totally what the world would call probably weird and crazy, are the gift, the change, and the possibility this world requires. I look forward to seeing you there, my beautiful friends. Bye-bye.